Alright, in this video we are going to see how to create form validation using JavaScript. As you see, this is a form which we are going to work on. Let me zoom out a bit. Now let's fill the value. If we left out some of the value, it is going to give the red indication and the message fill out all fields. And if the condition is agreed, the condition is right, we are going to get the green color. Now if you see, I have just inserted vi and it is expecting minimum 3 letters, and once you give 3 letters you can see the text box turn to green. Now let's fill the valid address. In case if you fill the invalid address, it is going to be red. Let's fill the valid email address and it turns to green again. Now let's fill the valid phone number. This is a format which we need to fill. Let's just use this same thing. Now again the URL, it is expecting the URL. If you type something, you are going to get the error. So let's fill the URL. Again we are going to check the condition whether the password and confirm password is true. Now let's type something like here we have used the regular expression. That means there should be one capital letter, one small letter and one numeric value, and the length of the password should be of 8 character. Let me do this. V, capital V, my name, and the numeric value. As you see, combining all these, we have 10 letters. So if I insert, it is accepting. So if I make this like 7 letters, it is not going to accept. So let me fill some other value and just paste it, and here it is accepting now, but once you submit, it is going to say password didn't match and you need to redo it again. So while redoing, I need to remove all the values. I'll do it on the tutorial. Now let's try by adding the same value as of password. Once I enter this, and you see data registered. So this is the demo of this particular project which we are going to create right now. In case if you are interested more learning of JavaScript UI works, I have almost 100 episodes of JavaScript UI work starting from scratch. I would recommend you to go through this link, and then in case if you need the source code, I'll leave the source code for this particular project in the description so that you can start along with me. So now, as I said, let us solve the error which was given, which just shown you. In case if this is invalid, we need to show this as black, sorry, the red, or instead of red, what we need to do is we need to make these two values blank. So let's just make this for now, and we will create this 3 pages from scratch. Now for now let's just make this value as null, and let me show you again. Refresh it, fill some value, fill valid value, fill the valid value again. Let us fill the right one for the one for, and for the next one let us just have the password which will not match, and click on submit. So now it says password didn't match, and now you see these two turned red. Now let's just make this both the input field same value, then you will see data registered. Fine. Now let's get started. For this I have used the Bootstrap framework, so to minimize the workload on the CSS, and let's start from scratch. For the first thing, what I need to do is we are going to create a HTML file. I'll keep it in the same folder as of my current project, and we'll name it as demo.html. The same way, let us have demo.css and one script file which is demo.js. Alright, now let us have a default template. In case if that doesn't work, you can directly get into the W3 School and get into the Bootstrap 4 section and just copy paste the same form section which is available as an example. So this is available as an example. If you see, this is how it looks. Let me copy this and paste it in the HTML, and let me show you how does that look. Just need to type demo.html. so this is how it looks. So let's link the CSS first, which is in our case it's demo.cs, and let's link the style script tag, which is script src, and the name of the file is demo.js. Now I want this script file to load only after the HTML. So in that case I'll use the attribute defer equal to true. This will make sure that your script file will run once your HTML file loads. Alright, now let's work on the HTML, and you can see we have a form. We don't want any action for now. The action is simply when I click on submit, the data need to send to some other file. So that file name we have to mention it in the action. So I'm leaving this as it is, and let's move to the first input field. Let me copy the whole section and paste it here. We need the full name first. Let's use the input type text, and the ID is going to be full name, the placeholder full name, enter full name, and we don't need a name for now because it's just a client side validation. In case if you're working with server side scripting language, this name is really important. Without this name you will not able to identify any values of the input field. Great. Now coming back to the client side validation, we need to pass this ID on the for. Now let me refresh this. Cool, we have name, like just like that. Let's add phone, this is going to be the ID. Let me copy paste the ID, enter phone, and input type, it is going to be tel in the sense telephone. And let's add the email is already there. Let's add the website. And here input type is going to be URL, because it is going to accept only the website link. Enter your website. Cool. And now we just need one, which is confirm password, and we don't need this remember password, remember me section. So just add text confirm, confirm password. Now cool, that will work. Great. Let's add the heading episode number 101, you among work. Since it is bootstrap, we can make this center but just by adding the class center. And finally we need to add the place where we can show the message, which is message container, message Don't hesitate, register now. This is just a message. We can make this at the center. Cool. Now let's work on the CSS. For the container, let's add the width of 500 pixel. Let me just zoom out, and let's add the background color. And for the valid input field, let's add the border color. Let's just add the border color green, this type of green, and then the background color. Again, we can make this even lighter over on the color, and you will able to get the color picker, which is provided by Visual Studio Code. That's it. Now for the invalid, red, cool, all right. And for normal input field, let's have the background as white. All right. By default, it is saying that it is valid. We will look this in some time. Just focus on the CSS for now. And message container padding top bottom 10 pixel, left right 0, background color white. Let's add the border 2 pixel solid black, and for margin 10 pixel top and bottom, left and right 0. Alright, I think this is enough for the CSS. Let's just jump into the condition first. Now if I submit, you will see the page will reload. I don't want that. It is because if I click on submit, the data from the input field is submitted to the file which we will mention it over here. Since we don't want to do anything, we can simply add javascript :void. We are saying that don't add to any other page, void. Don't add the input field to any other page. Now if I click on submit, the page will not refresh. If you see, I'm clicking it and the page is not getting refreshed. Now coming to the validation part, I want this all to be required. Required in the sense, when I submit, I want all the values need to be filled. If either one is not filled, then the form will not be submitted. Now if I refresh, all got red. It is because everything is valid. Now if I type something and click on submit, and it is expecting me to fill this as well, fill this. Now it is expecting me the email. I need to fill the email or else it won't work. Type the website and then you can type anything, and this is valid now. So now you got understand why do we need required. If we type required, the form will accept except that the form value need to be filled, the input value need to be filled before submitting. Alright, now let's get into the minimum and maximum value for the input field. Full name. So for the name I want the minimum character to be of 3. So for that we can add minimum length of 3, and we can add a maximum length as well, max length as 10. If I refresh, if I type 2 words and click on submit, it is going to say the minimum is 3. If I type one more thing and click on submit, and it is accepting. Fine, now you got the minimum and maximum. Let's test the maximum as well, and once it reaches 10, it is not allowing me to type. You can see I'm typing it, but it is not accepting because the maximum value is 10. Now for the phone, I want it to be a pattern. So for the placeholder, I can simply write 1 2 3 4 5 space, sorry, dash 1 2 3 4 5. Now this is the format we are accepting for the phone. So for that we have an attribute called pattern. Here we need to pass the regex value. I will just create a simple regex value for this particular phone number, and for the password we will be copying it from the internet. Fine, now what we need is, let's add the pattern. So I want the number 0 to 9, and it can be 5 times length, and then do it again. So that's it. If I type 1 2 3 4 5 space dash 1 2 3 4 5, and it will go green. If I remove one value, it is going to get a red. So this is how we validate the phone number, and this is not the limit. You can just copy paste from the internet as a regex. So let me show you the same value for the password. So you can simply type password validation pattern regex. You will get an URL. So right now my internet connection is not there. Alright, now you can see we have a good website called regexer. Yes, it is here. Just click on it. It will simply give you a value. Just copy this. So you can see it is we can have 8 or more than 8 character for the password. So let me test this. One capital letter, and the filler text, and then the number, at least one number, and at least one small letter, and at least one capital letter, and the length should be more than 8 or 8. So this is a pattern. Just copy it and add the pattern here. The same way do it for the password as well. Refresh it. Now let me do the regex 2894, and it will go green. This is also go green. Let me try only 6 letter without number, and it will go red. Fine, that is working. Now we can skip this email and URL, because because HTML itself gives you proper validation. If you don't type something like this, if I just type vishal@uimonk, it is not going to accept it. Let me fill some values. Actually it is going to accept. If I type without @ it is not going to accept. Fine. And for the website, if you type without HTTP, it is not going to accept. If you type with HTTP, it will accept. So this type of URL is called absolute URL. If it is relative URL, you can simply type uimonk.com. Since it is absolute, you have to start from the hypertext transfer protocol, HTTP. Start from HTTP. Cool. Let's add @ and let's check. It is not accepting. Let's type one letter it is accepting, and then dot, you can type anything, it will accept. Even though we know it is not a valid email, you can simply get into this and work again. But I'll skip this part because we have understood how to add password. Now what we can do is, we need to do, let me check. Yes, now we need to make sure the password and confirm password are same. So for that we have to get into the JavaScript, and if it doesn't match, we have to give the proper message, whether it is success or either it is error. So the first thing, we have to get the input field values, document dot query selector. So we have the ID, we have used the ID for the input field, it's pwd. We can simply name it as p1, and for the confirm password it is confirm pwd. And since it is ID, we have to use hash or else it won't work. Now for the message, it's a class, so for the class we have to use dot, and let's store this to a variable. And the same way for message, it's again a class. Now we can get the form HTML attribute without using hash or dot, it's just the HTML. Now form dot add event listener, submit. If I make a submit to the form, it should say alert. It will not say alert. We know what we do, what it does, because we are at the episode number 101. We don't have to do each line and check whether it is working fine or not. Now for now what we can do is, let's get into the inspect console. If every value is filled, I need to get either true or either false. So for that we have a specific function which is form dot validity, check validity, and let's store it to a variable called is valid. Let's check after submitting console.log whether it is returning true or false. This check validity is based on the input field valid function. So each input field is going to have valid or invalid, as we have given here valid or invalid. So if this is invalid, then we will get false. So let me refresh and click on submit. We are not getting anything. If I click it, we are not getting anything because the HTML is expecting us to type all the field. If I type all the field, let me just copy paste, click on submit, it will say true, and there is a error on the line number on the void, I guess. Okay, we'll skip that for now. And you can see, as I said, it is returning true only after we fill all the value. To ignore this, we can simply add no validate to the form, and now it will ignore, and if I click submit, it is going to say false, and if I click full values, it is going to return true. So based on this condition, we are going to move forward with the confirm password and password validation. So before that, let me check what is causing this error. It should be some JavaScript JAVASCRI colon void, we need to pass 0. Cool. If I click console, false returning. If I fill all the values and it will show true. Fine, that is working. Now based on this condition, we are going to show a message on the message over here. So let's get a flag value which is valid. Let's define this. Let is valid equal to false by default. If it is true, so if it is false, that means it is opposite. If it is false, what is if it is false, then we need to fill all the values. So let's get the message dot inner HTML fill all fields. Refresh it, click here, not working. So let's check the console dot log. Refresh it, click on submit. It is returning false. If it is false, then give the text fill all fields. Now we can change the color as well. Get the message container, use style dot border color, and we can have a red. Fill all field. The same way we can give the message as well as the color red. Cool. So once I fill all the values, I want the success message. So let's get the color from the CSS, the green yellow. So the value is filled, data registered. So let's fill all the values, the right value. So if I type something which is not validated at all, let's use the right password. It is not validated. If I click submit, fill all the fields. So if I type the right one, you'll see data registered. Cool, that is working. The final step is simply to match. Now to match, what we need to do is we need to get these two values. So where it need to fill, so if it is filled, we need to write over here, if the password 1 and password 2 values is equal, p1 dot value is equal to p2 dot value. If both of them is equal, then we don't need to do anything. If it is not equal, then we need to show a message password didn't match. Let's try. Let's fill all the values right, and let's fill one value and the other value as something which is not the usual password. Click on submit. It says data registered. Actually it should not say data registered. What it should do, it should not run this line of code. Actually we made a mistake. If it is matching, then it should say data register. If it is not matching, then it should say password didn't match. Let's refresh. Try to fill all the values except the password. Click on password didn't match. If I remove one value and click on submit, fill all fields. If I fill it right and if I mismatch the password, it says password didn't match. Now if I fill the right password, it will say data registered. Cool. The scope of this video is almost done. Our validation is also done and our password matching is also done. One step is remaining, which is if I refresh, by default all the values are red. All the input field values are red. It is because HTML treats on page load, it checks with the pattern, it checks with the required attribute, it checks with the max and min length value and consider it as invalid. So before applying CSS, we have to make sure that we have a class called XYZ. You can give any class name, XYZ. Now if I refresh, it won't work, and again the validation is also not going to work. If I type minimum one letter, it is not going to give error because it is not considering as invalid. So to make this work, what we need to do is we want only the red background when clicking on the submit button. So for that, what we can do is on form submit, I want to get all the values which has input, which has the attribute required. So for that, use the form query selector all, and the attribute is required, and all input field with attribute required. So if I show you, I can show you console.log. Once you click on submit, you will get all the input field with value required. Now once I get this, I want to run a for each loop and I want to access it one by one, and after accessing it, I want to add a class list.add the class which we have created, XYZ. And now it would work. Let me remove all the console. Now if I refresh, click on submit, you get all the values, because once I click on submit, all the input field is gathered and all the input field has the class XYZ to it. And now it is considering the default behavior. As I said, on page load, it is going to check the pattern attribute, the required attribute, and max and min length attribute, and it will give you an error. Now if you check the input field, you will see XYZ class will be added, and now on page reload you will not get the red mark. Fill all values. Let me fill this again. Fill all values. Let me fill all the values and give the right password. If I give some wrong password, again right password, and if I remove the website, cool. I hope the scope of this video is done. Thank you so much for listening.